Good to be with you. I'm Tony DeCopo. The breaking news right now. Heat emergency, life-threatening temperatures hit a peak with at least 11 states sizzling in triple digits. It felt like 107 in New York City, and several people rushed to the hospital at an America 250 event in Pennsylvania.
And we're going to disaster channel.
Plus the severe storms popping up tonight and in the days ahead on Rob Marciano's radar. Also tonight, that daredevil couple in court kissing in front of cameras after being hit with criminal charges for climbing the Empire State Building. Why officials seized the engagement ring. And a former U.S. Olympian charged with a felony today for allegedly tearing up 2 feet of the reflecting pool. Up to 10 years in prison if convicted, what his lawyer is saying tonight. White veil occasion, more details leaking out tonight about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's rehearsal dinner in Manhattan, plus what we know about 26 gifts from the couple. And a predator in the kitchen, what happened when a man left his door open in bear country. And the good stuff, what's inside America's time capsule, not to be opened again until 2276.
From CBS News headquarters in New York, this is the CBS Evening News with Tony DeCopo.
And good evening. A badly timed heat wave is threatening to melt plans for America's 250th birthday, making parades and parties uncomfortable at best and downright dangerous at worst. At least 11 states are expected to post temperatures above 100 degrees over the holiday weekend, forcing some communities to second guess those outdoor celebrations. We're going to get to a forecast in a moment, but first with senior transportation correspondent Chris Van Cleve, who's at Reagan National Airport, unfortunately outside. Chris, how's it feeling?
Hot, Tony. You know, temperatures surpassed 100 degrees in many cities here in the D.C. area, in New York Central Park, Philadelphia, even Atlantic City. And with the humidity, it felt a lot hotter than that. This is really just the beginning. This heat wave is going to last until at least Saturday.
A huge gathering for the vintage steam engine Big Boy left several people overcome by the heat in Berks County, Pennsylvania, with onlookers taken away on stretchers. Across 2/3 of the U.S., a dangerous record-breaking heat dome is sending temperatures soaring. The mercury topped 100 in 11 eastern states. But in Philadelphia, it didn't stop this parade outside Independence Hall or fans carting bags full of water from cheering on the Phillies. The real field temperature at game time approaching 110.
It's his first baseball game, so he gets to experience extreme heat of a baseball game.
New York City beachgoers had to worry about the heat and multiple shark sightings. While in the nation's capital, the usually public rehearsal of the Capitol 4th concert was closed to the spectators due to the heat during the busy tourist weekend.
Take some precautions, how much we stay out, making sure we're hydrated.
The extreme temperatures forced Amtrak to institute speed restrictions, canceling nearly 20 trains today. At Dulles Airport, the heat is an added challenge for ground crews on what's expected to be the busiest flying day of the July 4th holiday rush.
It's not just working in the triple-digit heat and humidity. It's the heat radiating off the concrete that makes it even hotter out here on the ramp.
Aiming to limit exposure, United Airlines brought in extra staff and set up these misting cooling stations and roving hydration carts.
So we start planning on this stuff actually in the springtime, what we're going to do, and the heat, we just add that to the checklist.
Even now it's hovering around 100 degrees, but using this digital thermometer, we can see the heat coming off the pavement is closer to 120 degrees. Anyone working outside is feeling that. Tomorrow, D.C. will be one of the hottest spots on the planet. What to expect? We're going to go to our Rob Marciano for the forecast. Rob?
Hey, Chris, yeah, I mean, we're just beyond wearing this weather. We are baking in it like we're in an oven, and this heat dome, this is inescapable, at least for now. We're going to try to break it down, but we're still in it for a couple of days. So the next 3 days still look to be brutal, heat and humidity. Some of these temperatures are going to be measured in the shade when we show them to you, but extreme heat warnings are still up. Chicago, Indianapolis, to D.C., and up and down the I-95 corridor. And we do have severe thunderstorms that are firing right now. We have 6 thunderstorm watches posted from western Kansas to the Tennessee Valley to Milwaukee, all the way back through the Dakotas. Some of these could have some serious winds to them, and as we go through the next couple of days, we'll see more of those. But the hazy high humidity continues. Temperatures will feel open over 100 degrees, not just in Little Rock, but in D.C. and New York through at least Friday, maybe into Saturday as well. And with that, we'll see temperatures that will read in the shade up and over 100 degrees tomorrow and Saturday. But Saturday, those thunderstorms may very well come along the I-95 corridor right when the fireworks go off with some severe thunderstorms. So unfortunately, Tony, the worst of both worlds, both severe weather and this inescapable heat. Tony?
Not good, Rob. Thank you, Chris, as well. We turn now to those two daredevils who climbed the spire of the Empire State Building here in New York City on Wednesday. They are now facing a litany of criminal charges. According to prosecutors, the man told police he just wanted to do something special for his engagement. Well, now police have taken the ring as evidence. Here's correspondent Tom Hansen.
Now on firm ground, the daredevil couple left a Manhattan courtroom today smiling and holding hands, surrounded by a crush of cameras. Oh, wow. The attention seekers stopped for a kiss before entering the subway.
This is an area off limits to the general public.
After Wednesday's death-defying climb to the top of the Empire State Building, 33-year-old Angela Nicolau and 32-year-old Ivan Kuznetsov were arraigned on felony charges, including reckless endangerment and burglary. They did not enter a plea.
This is all happening at the Empire State Building.
Less than 24 hours earlier, the couple free climbed to the top of the building's antenna, nearly 1,500 feet in the air. Mesmerized onlookers gazed skyward as they unfurled a banner promoting world peace and then watched their high-altitude proposal. She said yes. According to the complaint, a broken lock on the security door to the 104th floor may have been the access point to the building's broadcast antenna. Defense attorney Jason Krinsky says prosecutors overcharged the case.
Empire State Building's own people said that there was no risk of danger to any of the tenants, to any of the guests on the observation deck.
Ana Martinez is a friend of the couple. She witnessed the climb from her apartment balcony.
Why do you think that people are so split on how they feel about this performance art as you describe it?
Some people are more cautious about worrying for if something happened, right? I don't think they truly think that they deserve to be criminals because they're not criminals.
And Tony, the couple is currently on a supervised release and cannot be held on bail. As you noted, Nicolau shared that her wedding ring, which went viral on social media, was taken by authorities as evidence. The duo is expected back in court in August, Tony.
All right, Tom, thank you very much. Former U.S. Olympian David Hearn was indicted today on a felony charge for allegedly tearing up roughly 2 feet of the Lincoln Memorial reflecting pool last month amid the algae blooms and all that political mudslinging around the president's $16 million renovation. Our Nicole Skanga has details.
Today is about accountability for damaging a national resource, a national treasure.
U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro claimed Olympian Davy Hearn caused more than $1,000 worth of damage when he ripped a piece of sealant out from the bottom of the reflecting pool.
According to witnesses, Hearn damaged approximately 2 square feet of sealant from the bottom of the pool. A Parks employee actually told Hearn to stop.
The 67-year-old Hearn, a 3-time Olympic canoeist, said he only reached into the pool 2 weeks ago to touch a detached piece of liner to see what it felt like. He was detained for 5 hours and now faces a possible 10-year prison term if convicted. His lawyer said, quote, "This indictment reflects the administration's effort to shift blame for their own failures."
These people should go to jail for a long time.
President Trump, without evidence, has blamed alleged vandals for destroying the pool, but it was algae that turned the water green. And later, the sealant started to peel away. The renovation cost has risen from $2 million to over $16 million.
Hearn is the first person indicted in connection to the reflecting pool, but he may not be the last. Pirro says her office is looking at about half a dozen other cases, though it's not clear whether any would rise to felony charges. Tony?
Nicole, thank you. To Venezuela now, where search and rescue teams have not given up more than a week after that double earthquake, and today all of it paid off in a big way. A man was pulled out alive after being fed for days through a syringe, the only way to reach him there under the rubble. A moment of hope amid all that hurt there. Our Camilo Montoya Galvez has details.
Amid the widespread misery in La Guaira, today there was jubilation. as a team of international rescue workers, including U.S. teams, pulled a 44-year-old security guard out of the rubble alive. Hernán Gil Flores was trapped underground in a security booth for the past 8 days after 2 powerful earthquakes struck last week.
¿Estás bien?
Rescuers first made contact with Gil Flores 4 days ago. Buried nearly 3 stories under the building, they fed him through a syringe while they worked tirelessly to free him. The chances of finding survivors are fading fast, as most rescues are made in the first couple of days. We followed Dustin Reynolds, a member of Virginia Task Force 1, who uses highly trained canines like Zilla that can sniff out people in collapsed buildings.
The rescues now are what we call deep and diffuse rescues. They're people that are trapped beneath feet and feet and feet of rubble.
Just days after arriving last Friday, Reynolds says Zilla has already racked up several hits. Last weekend, Zilla and another canine found a family of 3 trapped in the rubble.
The mother and baby survived. Unfortunately, the father was deceased.
Search and rescue dogs are working nonstop trying to locate victims. They are trained to pick up live human odor.
When we know that the dog does his job and he does it well, and then that family or that person survives and is rescued, it's a phenomenal feeling.
Despite the dwindling chances of finding survivors more than a week after the earthquakes, more than 300 American rescuers and 23 of their canines continue their work here in Venezuela. Tony?
Camila Montoya Galvez once again in the disaster zone. Camila, thank you. We turn now to the World Cup and the U.S. men's national team moving on to the Sweet 16, or at least the World Cup equivalent. But America's top scorer will have to watch the next match from the sideline after video review led to a red card and a whole lot of boos. Our Nicole Valdez was inside the stadium for all of it.
An incredible goal sealing a magnificent win, but it came at a cost. After netting the first goal, Flo Balogun was hit with a red card after this collision. Highly controversial.
That was a normal action in football that happened because by accident, and it's never intentional.
Balogun not just ejected from this game, but out for the next one, a ruling the U.S. can't appeal. Even among the celebration after the final whistle, some stayed focused on this moment, Balogun's red card, and his teammates, including star forward Christian Pulisic, comforting him and making a promise.
I just told him, like, he's done so much for us, and now we got his back, so that's it. I mean, we were able to get the job done today.
Next up is Belgium, which overcame its own adversity, down 2-0 with less than 5 minutes left. An incredible comeback, beating Senegal 3-2. While that team is now top of mind for U.S. players, they're also thinking beyond this World Cup run.
We're trying to grow the game. That's what one of our goals of setting out here, and we know that with success, we're going to have the opportunity to do that. So just got to keep ticking along.
And the U.S. plays again on Monday in Seattle, and they are looking for revenge after their loss to Belgium earlier this year. Tony?
Very exciting. Nicole, thank you. Coming up next, Madison Square Garden Shore looks like it's ready for a wedding, but the news Taylor and Travis might have already tied the knot. What we're learning. Plus, Neil the Seal and what one community is doing to make sure Neil feels right at home. Take it easy, Neil. We are back with lots of news on the Taylor and Travis wedding beat tonight. Travis Kelce's mom was spotted getting off a plane here in New York, and late-breaking reports claim the couple is already married. Our Jolene Kent has details from Madison Square Garden.
Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's much-anticipated wedding weekend is underway. As famous friends and family members arrived in the scorching heat, shielded from cameras by a tent, for a 100-person rehearsal dinner at Madison Square Garden. Hours earlier, Swift and Kelce announced they donated $26 million to 20 charities this week, giving to food banks, music education programs, and children's hospitals in places where the couple has personal ties, from Reading, Pennsylvania, to Nashville, to New York, to Kansas City. Feeding America and Education Through Music both thanked the couple for the $2 million they each received. The latter saying, "This gift will help us reach more students, support more music teachers, and ensure that music remains a meaningful part of a child's core education."
Welcome to the Eras Tour.
Charitable giving is nothing new for Kelsey or Swift, who routinely donated to food banks in cities on her record-breaking Eras tour.
What does this amount say to you?
Well, I mean, the amount is substantive, of course. It doesn't surprise me. And I think it just speaks to kind of who they are at the core of their being. You know, they're happy and in love, and they want to spread joy in addition to having a huge party with their friends and family.
Law enforcement sources tell us that Infosys Theater, right here behind me, is where the rehearsal dinner is currently underway. We also know that a little bit about that $26 million donation. If you're wondering why $26 million, well, 13's long been Taylor Swift's lucky number times 2 people. That's where you get $26 million. Tony.
Makes sense to me. Jolene, if there is indeed a wedding, it's already a big New York City security event, and at least one New York congressperson is calling on Travis and Taylor to cover the police costs. Is that even possible?
Yes, it is possible. We do know sources telling us 135 NYPD officers have been assigned here at the perimeter of MSG over the next couple of days. And traditionally, the event host at MSG will foot the bill for the overtime that is stipulated in the city permit. That could happen. And if the couple does indeed do that, it would certainly create a little bit of good karma. Tony?
It sure would. Jolene, thank you very much. Up next, a bear wanders into a house. The owner is right upstairs. What happened next? To British Columbia now, where a man left his door open for some fresh mountain air and a bear walked right through it, proceeding to knock around the kitchen a little bit, looking for some snacks here and there and even inside a cupboard. After the bear left, the homeowner, who was upstairs all the while, noticed the mess and checked the cameras. Watch out. All right, how much does southern Tasmania love Neil the seal? He's a 2,200-pound elephant seal, a genuine local who comes back out of the ocean when it's time to shed his fur. The amazing thing is, when authorities are called in, they don't move Neil, they move the people, using cones to make space so Neil can nap and scratch himself and just let Neil be Neil. I like Neil. He was first spotted here back in 2022. Just ahead, the good stuff. What's inside the new time capsule being buried on America's 250th birthday, only to be opened when we hit 500. We're back with the good stuff. A whalebone, a vial of sand, and an iPhone 17 Pro Max are just 3 of the hundreds of artifacts now sealed inside an official America 250 time capsule to be buried in Philadelphia very soon. The capsule is a 900-pound steel chamber, and on July 4th at Independence National Historical Park, your federal government, ladies and gentlemen, will bury it until America's 500th birthday in 2276. Mark your calendars. Inside is a bric-a-brac bonanza of artifacts from all states and territories, the major sports leagues, and a whole bunch of big businesses, too. The Supreme Court submitted a pocket constitution signed by the justices. Major League Baseball threw in an opening day lineup card, and Nevada contributed gambling chips. But West Virginia got it right, in my opinion, because instead of a letter from a politician, it included an essay from a recent high school graduate addressing everyone from the founders to folks way in the future. Democracy remains alive, she wrote, but it's not effortless. It requires participation, empathy, and renewal from each generation. Well said, Alyssa Dalton. When people read this 250 years from now, what is your one wish or hope that they take away from it?
I hope that they realize how grateful they should be to live in America and how they should use their talents to better help their community, their country, and the world.
We're not a perfect nation, as Alyssa admits, but we are an ongoing one, as she writes, and that sure beats the alternative. That's another day in America. I'm Tony DeCopel. For all of us here at CBS News, thank you for watching. And hey, another reminder, join us on Saturday, the 4th of July, for our Great American Block Party marking the country's 250th birthday with music and celebrations from Washington and all across America. Meantime, we'll see you tomorrow live from Washington, D.C. Good night.